Episode 3863, all you can do is be you.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Are you ready for absolutely a fabulous, extraordinary, wonderful, beautiful week? Oh, come on. Get excited. I know you're thinking, Christiane, it's Monday. Have you checked your calendar? I have. This is the last week of October. Oh, yes, we're about ready to hit November. All you can do, though, is be you. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Okay, take a deep breath because we are in for a wonderful ride. Oh, yes. Okay, I have to tell you a secret here. I think about what I want to talk about all the time. Okay, because, I'm on here every day with you. And so I'll have something happen. I'm like, oh, that would be a great episode. Then something else will go on. I'm like, yeah, I could maybe use that. And then something else, I'm like, oh, that would be a great one. Well, this one, I got to tell you, it involves football. So if you like it, whether you like it or not, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to watch it. But I really want you to listen because this is something so very important. And as we begin to move into the holiday season, right? I'm not one who celebrates Halloween. I enjoy a good sugary treat anytime, but I don't need Halloween in order to get that. And so for me, it's just like I go to the store and I get the candy or whatever sweet stuff that we want. And we don't live really in a neighborhood, so we don't have anybody that comes to our doors. Now, I will say this. When we did live in neighborhoods, I participated. Okay, so don't think I'm one of those, right? The Scrooges on Halloween. Yeah, I'm not that person. But I was never one who said, oh, we got to get all dressed up. And, I've been driving by a few places around town and oh my goodness, you would think it was Christmas, but it's Halloween in the yard. I have no idea how much money they spent on their decorations. Now, somebody might say the same thing if they walked into my house for Christmas, but you see what I'm getting at? Okay. All of this to tell you, comparison is a trap that keeps you living a borrowed life. Because you can look at one thing and say, oh, well, it's Halloween, or, oh, it's Christmas, or I do this, or I do that. Well, she does that, but I want to do this. And we begin to justify everything. And we think, oh, wait, well, it can be what it can be, right? Yeah, it can be, but is it really? When you have constantly your phone in front of you, and I mean constantly, it's amazing how much we use our phones. And I'm not saying just to scroll on social media. It might be, yes, to get on social media, but maybe you need to cook dinner with social media, meaning you get on Pinterest and you're like, I need a great recipe. So you go there. Maybe you're searching up for, okay, I know I saw this particular item on a reel about 3 months ago, and you go into your Instagram and you're like, I know it was there. It had to be there. And you go and you do a search and you find it, and all of a sudden it pops up. Maybe you're thinking, I need to reach out to a girlfriend I haven't seen in a long, long time, and her phone number doesn't work anymore. I don't know. I'm headed over to Facebook. Okay, those are things that you're like, it's not that big of a deal. No, it's not. But the problem is it keeps our head down and not looking up. It keeps us looking at things that say, well, just maybe you're so close, but you're so far away. It's like being the first runner up to everything or not winning the football team, right? You win the game, one wins the game and the other loses, right? Technically there is a tie because now they changed it in the NFL at least. You can actually tie. And I watched a game. It was the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, it was early on in the season. You're probably yelling at me now. But anyway, it was another team and they actually tied. I'm like, why would you do such a thing? That doesn't make sense. I'm telling you right now, you don't tie in life. You don't. There's either a winner or a loser. And when we sit there and we start comparing things, oh, my friend, we're living a borrowed life. I've been there. I've done that. And it's not necessarily a negative thing. But when you hang out there too long, it can stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? The person you are becoming requires you to stop looking sideways and start walking your own road. All you can do is be you. I believe Theodore Roosevelt said this: comparison is a thief of joy. At least he is attributed to saying that. Now, who really said it? I have no idea, but we'll just right now give it to Roosevelt. Comparison being that silent thief, it creeps in to sabotage your life. It's like peekaboo, and it's a great peekaboo only if it doesn't scare you. But if it wraps you up and tries to strangle you, yeah, that's not a great peekaboo. You don't want to feel like that. Like, I'm the one who doesn't want to go to haunted houses. I'm like, nope, you guys go enjoy them. If that's your thing, that's fabulous. I do not want to. I will tell you this. I've been to, I think 2, maybe 3. One was really, really scary. If you ever go to Kansas City, they did it back in my day. They did when I was in college and even before that. But when I went to this particular one, I was in college, and they have this whole area that's nothing but, yep, you got it, haunted houses. And they're incredible. I mean, they're like your Hollywood haunted houses. You're like, okay, not a good idea, especially if you're pregnant. I wasn't, but it's one of those things you're like, not so good. And they put all those warnings. Yeah, well, that's not for me. So I just stay out. But that's what happens with comparison. Comparison jumps around the corner and it scares you to the point where you freak out. You don't move. You freeze. When you let your thoughts get tangled in measuring your worth against someone else's achievements, maybe their appearance or even their lifestyle, you lose touch with what really matters, the unique life God divinely designed just for you. And you leave it on the table, or you bury it. You try to forget about it. And then the next thing you know, you're only looking at, oh man, first runner-up pictures. Loser this, loser that, first runner up. It's not fun, is it? And it's easy to get caught up in the what ifs and if onlys, watching others live the dreams you have. But what that does is destructive. It just pulls you apart in all directions. It pulls you off the intended path that you're meant to go down and traps you in a cycle where nothing you do feels good enough. It's like, I don't feel good enough. I'm not good enough. And then you start saying that over and over again. I'm not good enough. No wonder I failed. I'm not good enough. That is not something that you want echoing in your mind. At some point, growth demands maturity, a kind of growth that serves you and the person you are becoming, not a shadow version of someone else. All right? The truth is, all you can do is be you. That is your kiss to keep it simple strategy. Be you and only you. And to do that well, you need a strategy. You need a strategy to block out comparisons, to put those blinders on, and to step fully into your own power. So I told you this was going to involve football, so here we go. Did you watch any football this weekend? Oh, I did. I watched some great games. And I had moments where I was like, why did you call that play? I feel like I need to have a Mama Sports Center. And we're going to kind of go into that here for a minute. I'm going to play that Monday quarterback moment, right? We're going to get there and say, oh man, we should have done this. We should have done that. Did you watch Sunday Night Football? Yep, on NBC. No, they're not at all a sponsor of this episode. Maybe they should be. But regardless, it was the Green Bay Packers against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now you're like, yeah, whatever, Christiane, not a big deal. Okay, but let's talk about this big deal. You've got the Steelers, and their quarterback is the one and only Aaron Rodgers, who spent 18 seasons with whom? You got it, the Green Bay Packers. And now you've got Jordan Love, who's the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, who was brought in when they said goodbye to Aaron Rodgers and he went to the Jets. But now he's at the Steelers. Okay, so he has been playing football for 20 years. He did 2 seasons at the Jets, which really his first season, he got injured. And so he was out that whole season basically. And then his second season, didn't go real well. My memory maybe serves me right, maybe not. Sorry if it's wrong. And then bye-bye. And now you've got the Steelers who have him. So he's kind of floating around. but he spent 18 years at the Packers. You got Jordan Love, who was brought in after those 18 years to fill a hole that was predominantly a man who could play some good ball. Don't you think you might be a little bit, I don't know if I can do that? And maybe initially, I think Jordan Love did probably have that issue. I think he had to figure out, I got to come into my own. Well, guess what? Last night, he did. Let me tell you, they won. The Packers won against the Steelers 35-25. It was an incredible game. Now, I will tell you this. It was also a game of issues with a little bit of anger, probably, a little bit of I'm not getting my way, a little bit of you said this, I said this, whatever. Okay, so there were some temper tantrums on the field, flags thrown, whatever. We're not going to get into that. Some of that is just immaturity on the field. But again, we'll leave that for another episode. But in looking at this with just the two quarterbacks, can you imagine? Now, understand this too. They as in the Packers, are playing at the Steelers, right? They're in Pittsburgh. Oh, my goodness. You've got the man across from you, Aaron Rodgers, and you're coming in on his new turf now, playing where his old turf used to be. And some of those guys are still with the Packers who used to play with Aaron Rodgers. Kind of scratch your head, huh? And I thought, you know what? This is going to be a great game. And it was. It was for Jordan Love. And do you know why? Because he was himself. He didn't try to live up to any standard, to any stats that Aaron Rodgers created over the 18 years of being with the Packers. He came out ready to play his game in the third season that he's been in with the Green Bay Packers. He was Jordan Love, not Aaron Rodgers. The person who got a little bit lost, in my opinion, was Aaron Rodgers. Who he saw in his reflection was not who he thought he was going to be, or maybe he felt a little, wow, this is kind of strange. Now, we could go into all the stuff that people have talked about because there have been numerous rumors and comments and articles and all of this written about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not getting into that. I want this to be a teaching moment for you. Be you and only you. There cannot be two Aaron Rodgers, thank the Lord. There cannot be two Jordan Loves, thank the Lord. They both can serve their purpose in the manner that they were created to be. They both have their highs and lows. But if one is trying to be the other, one of them is going to fail. Actually, probably both would fail. But because one was willing to truly step into his own, to put the blinders on and say, you know what? I see Jordan Love. That's who he was when he stepped on the field last night. Yeah, he made some bad plays, some oopsies and all of this, but he also made some really good plays along with all of his other teammates that showed up. It wasn't just him. It wasn't just about Jordan, right? It took the whole team. Offense, defense, special teams, the kicking team, all of it. The coaches. It was a team effort. But you see, he saw the team, his team, Jordan Love's team. He didn't see any form of reflection of what used to be or what I need to live up to. It was, I am a living legacy. I am in process. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Are you seeing a Jordan Love yourself? Or are you trying to be someone else like an Aaron Rodgers? It's hard to sit there and be honest with where you are with yourself. Now, you can go and help anybody. I know. We sit down with our besties and we're like, you know what? If you were just to do this and that, oh, that's brilliant. And then you're like, why can't I do that? What is my problem? It's easier to see somebody else's issues or where you can help them or where you can guide them or where you can mentor them versus looking at your own reflection and saying, oh my goodness, this is what I'm seeing. So we've got to look at a strategy, a way to say goodbye to comparison, a way to keep us in check, so to speak, so we can be the Jordan Love and not the Aaron Rodgers. So what does it look like in real life? Number one, love yourself unconditionally. Now, I'm not talking about that love that's arrogant and where it's all wrapped up in perfection. No, no, no. Self-love is not that. It's about accepting every part of yourself, flaws, failures, and all the flowers, right? The beauty that resides within. You're worthy. And when you love yourself unconditionally, the opinions of others lose their power over you. You can then stop chasing approval because your own validation is unwavering. And this sets a solid foundation to grow from a place of confidence, not fear or insecurity. We've got to love who we are now and who we are becoming. It is a process. But if you don't own that right now and say, okay, I'm accepting of, right? Jordan Love was, I'm accepting of my flaws, my failures, my missteps, but I'm also accepting of the good things that I do. When I take a step forward, when I see the line and I know where to throw the ball. When we step into ourself and see ourselves as, okay, this is where I'm at now, that doesn't mean you stop there. If you're growing, right? If growth is part of maturity, and I pray it is for you, then you're going to become who God wants you to become because you're not getting stuck there. So love yourself unconditionally. Don't give up on who you are and who you are becoming. Number 2, be willing to change what you can control. Comparison often leads to frustration because you're fixated on outcomes or traits you can't realistically replicate. So instead of falling into that trap, focus your energy on what's within your reach. Change your habits, change your mindset, change the actions that align with who you want to be, not someone else's copy. Jordan Love didn't go out and say, I got to be Aaron Rodgers. If he did, he wouldn't be where he was last night. In fact, they probably would have traded him over 2 years ago because he was trying to be someone he's not. But if he goes out there, which he has done, and he has grown up, and I enjoy watching football, period, and I enjoy the stories and watching things kind of behind the scenes. I mean, I'm watching the game too, don't get me wrong. But I also like to see how these guys grow up. And some of them, I've watched them grow up. Why? Because some of them went to school with my kiddos in some circumstances in different universities. Others, I just have watched because I've enjoyed the balls, you know, the football and the games and watching them. And so I see them as their freshmen, whether it's redshirt or whether they are coming in as a, sophomore playing their first year or even as a junior, and they get that first shot. And it's like, yeah. And you hear all the stories that come afterwards. But you see, you have to be willing to change what you can control. If you're always trying to replicate somebody else, you'll never know who you are. So instead of falling into that trap, focus your energy on what's within your reach. Change your habits, those mindsets, right? Don't be the copy of someone else. This is about owning your life, who you are and who you are becoming. And if you could influence it, make it better or stronger or more authentic, then do it. But if it's outside your control, let it go. That's the harmony you're in search for. Because as much as we want to hold on to things, if we are maturing and growing and being stretched in who God wants us to be, who we are now and who we are becoming, divinely designed by Him, then we are going to have to be willing to let some things go. And if we're holding that on, sometimes we're holding on to stuff that's not ours to hold. And we're really holding on to somebody else's stuff. Because why? Comparison got the best of us. So find that harmony between what you can control and what you need to let go of. And then finally, number 3, let the magic be in the heart. Your unique gifts, your talents and passions, and even your little quirks are the secret sauce that no one else can duplicate. When you stop looking outward and start tuning inward, you listen to the stirrings of your heart, the things that move you and set your soul on fire. That is what you want to feel. That is where you want to go. That's being the living legacy. That's where you're saying, you know what? I am who I am, and it's okay. Now, I may not like all of who I am, but I'm going to love where I'm at. I'm going to honor that, and I'm then going to take the steps forward. And with every step I take, I know it's going to lead me to miles of greatness. And that magic in the heart has got to be heard. This is where your true purpose lives. Let that magic be the compass for your choices, not the noise of comparison. Comparison is a trap, my friend, that keeps you living a borrowed life. But the person you're becoming requires you to stop looking sideways and start walking your own road. So let me ask you this. Which side of the fork in the road will you take? The one you've been chasing with someone else's name? Or the one with only your name? Are you going to be the Jordan Love or the Aaron Rodgers? Because when you love yourself without conditions, focus on what you can change and follow the magic in your heart, then you get to claim the life that was meant only for you. Your story, you get to write a new chapter every single day. And your story isn't someone else's, it's yours. All you can do is be you. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.